What's up everybody? Welcome back to the Art of Crypto, the birthplace of absolutely legendary gains. In this video, we are going to be taking a look at Chainlink and figure out exactly what's next. Are we going to start dumping or are we going to start going up from here and exactly to where? If you're interested in finding out exactly what's going to happen, make sure you stick around to the end of this video. So in the last Chainlink video, I mentioned to you guys to pay attention to this block right here. I really hope some of you took advantage of this because we caught the exact bottom for Chainlink during the dump from the 3rd of December. Like seriously, for those of you who got like, yeah, just beautiful, right? You get almost 85% pump if you were to have gotten it right there. And just, yeah. If any one of you bought Chainlink at the level that I told you to buy Chainlink at, please comment down in the comment section below. I would really like to hear who are the ones who managed to take advantage of this trade. So that was last week. So let's figure out now what is going to happen next in terms of Chainlink. So the first things first is we are at the moment currently we are in bullish order flow. And in layman's terms, that basically means that we are bullish, right? We are still going up. And you can tell this from the fact that we have been making high highs, high lows, high highs, high lows for, well, since basically this dump right here. And so, given that we are in an uptrend, we should be looking for longs instead of shorts. At least that is how, traditionally it goes. So in this case, I would look for this block right here to go long at. And if you want an explanation about how I managed to predict the exact bottom over here, as well as many other times, if you watch any of my videos, you understand that I have predicted a lot of bottoms. And the way I managed to do that is through the use of order blocks. And an order block is basically just the last bearish candle before a massive move upwards. And for a bearish order block, that's going to be, vice versa. You need to stop clicking on the spacebar accidentally. So in this case, this like bullish candle right here, this would be a bearish order block. So in the event that you do come back up here, expect some sort of rejection off of this level. That's, the simple rule of how to identify order blocks. And to think of them simply, they are just areas of untapped liquidity because the markets move because of market makers. And everything that you see here, it's done by market makers. 80% of daily trading volume is coming from algorithms and bots. So the sooner you learn to understand what these market makers are thinking about, the sooner you can start trading with them instead of against them. So order blocks is just like an introduction, right? It's just primer into market maker trading theory. So in the event that you do come back down to $21 and $20, I would be very interested in this block right here, basically. Because the thing about order blocks, which I love, is the fact that they give you such a good just invalidation point. To explain that, I want you to think of it this way. An order block is this candle right here, right? If a bullish order block, which usually in bullish order flow, which is what we are currently in on Chainlink right now, in bullish order flow, bullish order blocks are supposed to hold as points of support as well as areas of value where you can enter into Chainlink or whatever coin that might be. So the stop loss in this case is just going to be below this order block right here. It gives you just a very natural just invalidation point. And I love that about trades. And the best part about order blocks is most of the time, they give you a really good risk to reward ratio as well. So in this case, if I were to buy Chainlink at these two levels right here, I would immediately be targeting this zone of supply right here. Or in other words, a bearish order block. Now I know the bearish order block technically starts from here, but I'm going to use this zone of supply instead of, just targeting the order block. So I'm going to have two TPs, basically. The first one is going to be right here at $23.89, and the second one is going to be right here. So in the event that you do take this trade, look at the risk to reward ratio, right? It's 1.51. And you don't even have to put it, you don't even have to put your stop that low. You could go something like that. And immediately you're getting close to a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. And if you hit the second TP, that's definitely more than a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. So order blocks just gives you like really nice, it just gives you nice trades, right? And it just so happens that the win rate of order blocks, as long as you know how to identify order flow, tends to be at about 60 to 70%. Of course, if you want to learn more about this and you just take your trading game up to the next level, I would highly recommend checking out the trading course inside the private Discord group. And over here, you're going to get access to all of the trades that I'm looking at, as well as everything that I'm sharing. You're going to get exact entries and stops, as well as TPs. And most importantly, you're going to get access to all of the market updates so that you know which is a good day to be careful and which is a good day to go balls deep and just, put in all of your money, just figuratively speaking. So you're probably going to make your money back real quick because we're making money here every single day. So if this is something that you might be interested in, check out the link in the description box below. But otherwise, we have to get back to Chainlink. So that's going to be the first entry for Chainlink. And the TPs, well, I've already given you the TPs, but any higher, you can just utilize these lines that I've drawn on the chart right here as your future TP points. So in this case, I'll actually add another TP right here at this previous high, and then the rest is history, right? So 23.9, 24.7, 26.3, and it goes so forth. That's going to be trade number 1 for Chainlink in the event that you'd have missed this. So one thing that I really want you to pay attention to when taking this trade is that if you were to, for example, if Chainlink were to do something like this, right? It goes down, TPs. If it does something like this, right? If it does something like this, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if it does, if it gets to the area between $30.60, right? $30.60. Basically, if it gets within this block right here at $30.60 and 31.8, I really want you to take a significant portion of your profit out of Chainlink. As much as I want to be bullish on Chainlink, this is a huge, just huge zone of supply. And more likely than not, you are going to get some sort of retracement once you hit these levels, right? I'm talking about a retracement of 10 to 20 or maybe even 30%, right? Chances are. Now, can Chainlink continue pumping after hitting this level? Absolutely. But is that a risk that you want to take? I would assume not. I would much rather, just take my profit and run. And if Chainlink is going to continue pumping, then I'll just look for a re-entry rather than miss the TP, right? Not take any profits and allow it to come all the way back down to stop me out, or, worse yet, make you lose money when at some point you were probably like 50% up. So if you really do get to this level, right, I'm not telling you guys what to do, but I'm sharing to you guys what I would do, right? I would definitely take a majority of my profits here and look for a re-entry. And by that time, I'll definitely make another Chainlink video. So what about just the long-term projection of Chainlink? Well, for that, we are going to, go back onto LINKBTC just so we can get a clear idea of what's going on. So oftentimes the USDT chart can be a bit deceiving because there is a lot of noise on the USDT chart. And when you compare Chainlink against Bitcoin, that is the true measurement because, Bitcoin is sort of the mama bear of crypto. And when you compare it to the mama bear, that's when you get a true gauge of how this coin is performing. So at the moment, you can see that Chainlink has just taken out the liquidity from here, right? It just wicked slightly above this point right here to take out the buy side liquidity, and now it is reverting to fill in some sell side imbalances right here. So in the event that Chainlink does pull back to this level right here, which is a 10% drop from where it currently is right now, which lines up with our previous theory about LINKUSDT, right? So if we come back here, a 10% drop from this point would put us back to about $20, which is a level that I am paying attention to, right here. This blue line, I'm paying attention to this level. And if we get back to $20, that is when I will be entering Chainlink. Now, it just so happens that we are getting confluence from this, right? So if you do get back to this point right here, that is where I will be entering into Chainlink and perhaps even DCA at 45.66 Satoshis, right? And maybe let's just move it a tiny bit upwards, right? 45.80 and 47.50, right? In this case, the TP is, it's just going to be a similar movement, right? And if we go on back onto the weekly chart, right? Let's just say immediately that this is really, really bullish, okay? Chainlink, for better or for worse, it has been in a accumulation pattern for very, very long. Basically, Chainlink had its bull market like a year or maybe even a year and a half before the rest of crypto had their bull market. And it gone into its bear market like way, way, way earlier than the rest of crypto as well. So it makes sense that if there is any coin that we should be looking out for, right, it's going to be Chainlink. If anything, once Chainlink comes out of this accumulation period right here, it's going to be explosive and you're not going to want to miss it. And if you don't want to miss all of the latest trades that I might be sharing, right, just all of the latest trades and market updates, you're going to want to follow me on Twitter at _theartofcrypto. This is where I'm just sharing everything, right? If I can't make a video or anything, I'll definitely be updating you guys. Hey, take some profit here. Hey, time to get into this one. Make sure you follow me on my Twitter if you want to stay up to date on everything. So, but with all that said, what if we don't bounce from this level right here? then that's going to be something else to think about as well. So if we don't bounce from this area right here and we get stopped out, so we go back to LinkUSD, actually, let's not go back to LinkUSD, but just remember, right, if that block right there gets stopped out, then what do? Right? And over here, we're grand strategists. We like to prepare for both scenarios, right? So that we're prepared for anything that happens. And in this case, just like in the Chainlink video that I made a month ago, as well as, so basically I make a Chainlink video every month. And every month, I always come back to this block right here. If we go back onto the daily, you can see this much more clearer. If we come back to this block right here, which is at about 3,200 Satoshis to 3,050 Satoshis, that is going to be the bottom for Chainlink. Just like how the bottom for Chainlink came at this order block, not once, but twice, and even 3 times. The bottom, you are going to get a 100% move from this point, like just period. It's just going to be free money. So similar to this order block theory that we use right here, where we set our stop loss there and we enter at the order block, these are going to be 2 levels that you're going to be want to entering Chainlink. And if you do get this, I'm not saying you're going to get it, but if you do get it, it's going to be the bottom, like period. And in that case, you just got to be patient and ride it for like 1 to 2x. At least that's what I would do if I were me. But for now though, this is, well, I would like to give you numbers such as Chainlink is going to absolutely start pumping or whatever. Market conditions are uncertain for, I would presume, up to the next 2 weeks. After that, or maybe even up to a month, right? So in mid-February, we're very likely going to go back into what is traditionally known as a bull market. So seriously, if now is not the time to be getting scared of dollar cost averaging or starting to build your positions. If anything, this is the time when you should be getting excited, because in about a month's time, a lot of people are going to be left in the dust and are going to be wondering why they didn't buy whatever they wanted to buy sooner. So if that's you, assuming that the bull market's going to continue, then make sure you start buying Chainlink, yeah? In my personal opinion, Chainlink, coupled with the video that I made yesterday about Cardano, right? The big 3 for Q1 2022 is going to be Chainlink, Cardano ADA, as well as Litecoin. Now, I'm going to make a Litecoin video tomorrow. Probably don't have time to make one today, but I'll try to get it out. But these 3 coins are going to be huge for Q1, because if we are getting that scenario as I am envisioning, what's likely going to happen is that once we fill this position, we're going to get rejected here, come down just a little bit, right? Form this wave to go up here, right? And like just that in itself is going to be about 50%, right? I would be happy with 50% gains any day of the week. And once you get this rejection here, right, depending on market conditions, you're going to get this movement right there, right? To culminate basically everything, right? Something like that. And if we were to map out this bottom trade right here, that will be a 2x trade that will play out over the next 3 months, give or take 3 to 4 months, right? And if I was you, I'd be happy taking that any day, right? As a large cap coin, this is really good gains. And of course, if you're trading small caps, that's going to be a whole different story, right? 1x is like nothing. You get that in a week or 2. But on a large cap, this is a move that I'm envisioning happening. So definitely pay attention to this block right here. If you lose that, then make sure you follow me on my Twitter so that I can give you guys an alternative entry. I don't expect this to be lost, but if it is, like just the fact that we are in bullish order flow already, and I'm still expecting a few more waves, maybe 2 more waves upwards, impulsive waves, before coming down, right? Once you clear out the liquidity up here, then you can think about a potential pullback to take out the sell side liquidity. But until that happens, pay attention to this entry right here. And I'm sorry if this video took a little bit, like if it was drawn out a little bit. And for those of you who stick around with me, even during these drawn out videos, like seriously, thank you so much. If you're still here, it would help me a lot if you could just comment down in the comment section the word link, right? It's a small gesture, but it really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. You don't have to do it, of course, but if you do, thank you, and I appreciate it. If you're interested to learn how to make 50 to 100% gains every single month, I'm going to link a video at the end of this video. It will take you to a simple swing trading strategy that I believe that is really good for market conditions such as this, right? It allows you to build your positions over the next 2 to 3 months, maybe even 4 months, for you to get like 50 to 100% every month. So I promise it's not clickbait and it's totally free, right? Check it out. I'm going to link it at the end of this video. But for now, may the gains be with you, my friends, and peace.